What is going on, everyone? We are here with another Spotlight Series interview hosted by yours truly, ACK. Today we have a new artist. We have Gizelle Deguzman. If you were here for my country class showcase, checking that out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you follow me, you know that she was on there and she's a super, super talented artist. So, Giselle, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
And not too bad. It's a nice day out here. Finally, we're getting some sun and some nice weather, so it's definitely a good change.
Something to look
Um,
forward to for sure.
no, exactly. Obviously, I just want to say thank you again for the country class showcase and helping put that together and stuff like that. It was really cool to have you in there.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
No, of course. And it was just really cool because I think I touched up on it on the country class showcase was like you actually had reached out to me and I didn't reach out to you. So it was kind of like vice versa because usually that's how I talk to a lot of artists is I reach out to them. But it was just so cool. You were like, "Hey, I saw like your first showcase or whatever, and I want to be in the second one." I was like, "Absolutely!" After I heard some of your stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
I always love watching other of my artist friends showcases and shows that they do, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I should probably do that too, and then I just reach out to.
no,
Uh,
exactly, and it's just cool to have that kind of connection in the music industry. Anyway, it's
yeah,
just to meet other artists and other songwriters and other producers and stuff like that. It's just a really cool way to connect with people.
for sure.
So before we kind of jump into the questions, why don't you let people know a little bit about you?
Yeah. My name is Gizelle Deguzman. I am from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. And I'm an artist. I recently released a song, and that's what we're here to talk about.
No, absolutely. I can't wait till the end of the questions and stuff to get into that song because it's a really cool song. And obviously for the people that weren't at the showcase, she did perform that one at the showcase, and it was just really cool.
Thank you so much.
So without getting too carried away, I'm gonna hop right into the questions because everyone knows I like to just jump right into things. So obviously my first question is how did music start for you? Like obviously like was it an early age? Like where did that just all come about? And like did you start playing instruments at an early age and just stuff like that?
Yeah, so I came from a very musical family, and my background is Filipino, so it's kind of just ingrained in that culture, and that's how I got started in the music. In music, doing playing music, I was in choir when I was younger. I started songwriting through poetry writing. Actually,
Mhm.
when I was in kindergarten, I was starting to write poems, and I kind of just started putting melodies into them, and yeah, that's how I kind of got started. But I didn't take it seriously professionally until I was about 14 or 15. I was diagnosed with PTSD, and I was in the mental health unit of the Alberta Children's Hospital for 3 months initially.
Mhm.
I've been in the hospital in and out since then, but a big part of what really helped me was music therapy, um, and writing about my feelings. So that's really why I kept I kept going with my music, and I started writing songs for other people dealing with mental health and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
yeah, here I am.
No, that's awesome. Like honestly, I didn't even know that. That just hit me different. Just music is such a powerful thing, and that's like where a lot of my stuff came from too. Like I was obviously always jotting things down and like writing poems and stuff at an early age, and then eventually I started taking it more seriously only a few years ago, back in 2018, because people know that I lost my grandfather and one of my good friends like within 3 weeks of each other. So it was just really hard for me, and music was there, and
Mhm.
that's just kind of how I started really pursuing it because it was just like music's always been there. Like I've always listened to music, country music especially has always been playing in my house nonstop. But it's just that music like part was always there. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like doing this. And then writing that song that I wrote about my grandfather was the first one I ever wrote. So it's just really cool that music's such a powerful, powerful tool and it can just help so many people along the way.
Exactly, exactly, yeah. And
Um,
it's incredible how like the stories that I hear of people, why people start doing music. It's really powerful.
No, exactly. And it's
Yeah.
just this is why I love doing things like this because a lot of people just sometimes don't understand and don't appreciate the stuff behind the music sometimes. Like they just say like, "Oh, this is like a cool song. Like I like the stuff to this, but at the end of the day, like if you really look at a lot of different songs and listen to the words actually behind them, like it's coming from a lot of places like in their lives and from stuff that they've been through and stuff like that. So it's just
Exactly.
really, really cool.
Yeah.
So kind of obviously like music was there for you, and helped you out a lot. Who would you say are some of your inspirations, like either like family wise or just like in the music industry? Like what, like who kind of like inspired you to like really start pushing more into music?
Um, so I would really have to give it to like the nurses and stuff when I was at the children's hospital. They really pushed me to just keep doing stuff, and after that, I kind of did some shows and fundraising events for the children's hospital, and I had a couple patients that I wrote songs for, and unfortunately, you're not allowed to stay friends with the people in the mental health unit when you're
Mhm.
there. So there's a couple tunes that I played for them, and kind of just like made me want to like look for them. So
Mhm.
then I started playing those songs and like shows and stuff like that, and yeah.
No, that's really cool. It just stories are just so cool in music. Like I just can't say enough about them, honestly. Like it's just I don't even know. Like mental health is such a big thing. Like I know people that struggle with it and it's just it's hard. So like just know that like I know that you're super talented and amazing and that like everyone I know, obviously all your fans definitely love you and just keep pursuing music. Like that's the best advice I can give at the moment. And
Thank
that's
you.
yeah. Um the next thing I want to touch up on is your writing process because like I follow you on Instagram and I know you're always like posting like on your story that like you're writing with a lot of different people and it's
Yeah.
just cool like the connections you have. So like what do you do when you write a song? Like how does like a full song like come about for you? Like where does like from the ground up like how does that all work for you?
Yeah. So it really depends. It's different when I write by myself. It's different when I co-write. I work with a lot of different artists co-writing songs. And for that, usually we would talk about different concepts that would, that we're thinking of, or ideas that we have, and we just figure out one topic that but we both resonate with, and just kind of go from there. Sometimes we start with the lyrics, and sometimes we listen to songs first that kind of like we want the song to sound like.
Mhm.
Sometimes we start with melodies and then figure out what we want to say. For myself, I do a lot of starting the process when I'm really down, or like I'm very emotionally like, um I don't know, I'm feeling my feelings
No,
at the
everyone
moment, and
always
I
has
just
those
like
feels.
sometimes I just sing a couple of my thoughts on my phone and then go back to it later.
Mhm.
Sometimes I actually sit down and say, hey, I'm gonna write a song today at this time, and sit down, and it's really different. I can't There's no like one, it's not the same process every single time.
No,
Yeah.
right. No,
And it's
I
really cool because like I work with a lot of co-writers, and I get to learn so many different ways and like thought processes that happen from different artists and songwriters, and I kind of just like apply them for myself as well.
Yeah. No, I totally feel that. And it's just cool because a lot of people have different ways of writing music and stuff like that. Like some people just straight write by themselves and don't like collabing, but then
Yeah.
it's just cool to work with all these other people because then you can just really build off of like everyone's different perspectives and stuff like that. So it's really, really cool. And that's why me, obviously, I can't sing because if I sing, Windows will start breaking and the computer screen might start
I'm sure
cracking.
you
But
won't.
that's why I always love collabing because obviously I'm a songwriter at heart and it's just to learn from some of these other people that are more talented than me and that have been singing and songwriting for more years than me. It's just cool to kind of learn some different techniques and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. I
No.
have to add on to that too. Like, I find I write more vulnerable stuff when I'm by myself, right? As
Absolutely.
much as like I tell myself that, oh, it's a co-write, I need to like open up, it's just different, you know.
No, it
Especially when you
totally.
don't know that person that well. I have a few co-writers that we write regularly with, and I feel more comfortable with them, but sometimes you get in a room and you're just like, I don't really want to say that or talk about this, but this is how I feel and this is what I want to write. But I'm not gonna say
No,
it.
exactly. No, especially like if I'm just writing by myself, like if it's just like a Monday night and like I'm just writing by myself, like a lot of those like deep dark emotions come out and I'm like, ooh, like I don't know how to
Yeah.
like I'm like I can't share that with anyone. Like I'm not sure about like how I feel. And then like when I collab with people, like I'm always trying to think like happy stuff and like just think about like those more positive things. And then but with some of the artists I work with, like shout out to Nathan Vasquez, he's like a brother to me. When we write, like he knows like the stuff that I've been through, and he just like we can write about that stuff together. Like I just feel comfortable like working with him, and
Mhm.
also shout out to Kate Reed, who I work with as well, and like. But like at the same time, like if I'm talking to a newer artist, like just say like you and we work together, like if we didn't know anything about each other, like I would just be like, let's think happy, positive thoughts.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good starter, you know.
No, exactly, because you don't want to just be like, oh, hey, like this is like sad and depressing stuff. Here's what
Yeah.
I have. But like that's just how I started, and like I'm thankful for that though, just because of that stuff. My next question, we were kind of talking about this before the interview got started here, is this is my favorite question that I always love asking artists is what makes you different compared to other artists? Like what makes you Gizelle Deguzman? And like just because there's so many people out there on like TikTok and Instagram and stuff, especially with COVID and stuff, like people are really trying to push more new music out there. So being in independent upcoming artists, like what do you like what would you say makes you different compared to all of them?
I think what makes me different to them is, first of all, you can tell that I'm not your average country musician. My skin color and my hair color is just not. um, but you know, I try to really incorporate my personal, you know, be really vulnerable with my music. And as much as we all think that we're all unique and we're all trying to fight in the kind of a place in the music industry, I think that what helps me stand out is the support system that I have. You know, we all have different people that we target and that we work with, and um, I'm really grateful for everyone that's kind of just been following me around and riding on this journey with me, because I feel like um, I I put a lot of myself in my music and what I put on social media, but I also try to strategically do that so that I can connect with the people um that are already following me and try to be with me in this journey.
Yeah. No, I definitely I feel that, and just always a fun word that like a fun phrase I should say that I always love using is instant identity, because that's like where that question comes from, is just because some people can answer it fully like you did, but then some people just kind of beat around the bush a little bit because they still don't know who they are, but that's fine because you're
Mm-hmm.
still trying to develop into the artist that you want to be or that you can be. So it's just kind of cool that like like where you kind of like want to go is like your stuff from your past, and the stuff that you deal with today is like where you want to like touch with your audience. So it's just cool
Yeah.
that you kind of know that stuff and where you want to go. Now, like with your voice, because like I've heard like a bunch of your covers and like a bunch of your songs and stuff like that, like would you say you're mainly country, or like would you kind of like say like you have some subgenres as well, or
Yeah, for sure. I'm really like country folk, country rock, like, you know. Um it's difficult cuz I enjoy singing higher register songs for
yeah.
covers, but for my songwriting, I actually tend to always go down. Like if you listen to to most of my songs, they're like lower voice register, but
Mhm.
like I enjoy performing higher songs and covers and shows like that. And yeah, but I'm trying to find my balance right now so that I can use um my vocals on the higher register for my original songs in the future. So
No, absolutely. So kind of getting towards the end of the interview here, and obviously the good stuff is hearing your music. That's what I'm excited about, and I know that's what everyone else is excited about. But before we kind of get into that, my last question for you is just kind of what are your goals as an artist, and where do you want to go with your music, and what else can we expect from you down the road?
For sure. Short term, we're really looking at. I just released the music video for the official music video for my new song "Almost Home" on Friday, and I actually just checked it before the interview. And thank you so much to everybody who's viewed it. And if you haven't, you should check it out. There is 1.5K views already in less than 48 hours. So
Oh,
I'm
that's
very
awesome.
incredibly thankful for everybody who's seen it. Um, but after I'm gonna be releasing not releasing entering this song to CBC Searchlight, which is the Canadian competition for songwriters.
Mhm.
And I'm probably gonna be asking for public votes help starting May 11th. So if you wanna help out that way, you can follow my journey at Gizelle Deguzman Music on all social media. Um, and then after the CBC Searchlight, I will be releasing an official lyric video for this. There's some merch coming, and then sorry, I'm really doing a lot of focus on this song.
Yeah.
After the lyric video, I'm also gonna be releasing a fan video.
Mhm.
So if people wanna pitch into that as well, I will be posting about people sending me pictures or videos of what almost home means to them or what home in general just means to them.
Mhm.
So that's another thing that people can look forward to. And then after that, I'm gonna be releasing a new song. So, yeah.
Awesome. No, that's
There's a
so
lot
cool.
of things happening, and I'm really super excited.
No, honestly, I'm excited for you. Like I can't wait to see those videos and just and obviously when the voting and stuff starts, just let me know. Like I will definitely push that for you and do what I
Thank
can.
you.
Just because you are a super, super talented artist, and that's what I love doing. Like I get a passion from helping other artists. If I can help get your name out there more, then that's fine for me. Because I mean it does help me get my name out there, but it's just that you're like all these people that I interview and work with are just super, super talented artists, and I just can't say enough about everyone.
Thank you so much for having me and for doing this. You really help out a lot of artists and in
No,
this
of
in the
course.
industry.
No, and thank you. Like, because obviously without you guys, like I can't do the interviews and do these showcases and stuff like that. So that is the end of the questions. Obviously the next big thing is the music, almost home. Before I start playing a little bit of it, do you want to kind of give us like a little backstory on how this song kind of came about and what it's all about?
Yeah, for sure. This song was inspired by my homesickness after moving to the other side of the country for university. I wasn't able to go home for a visit or whatnot for a couple years because of school. Um, and when I finally did, I just had this amazing feeling inside of me driving past all the places and the landmarks that I used to drive by and grow up in. And so that summer of 2019, I sat down and wrote this song with a co-writer, Mr. Craig McIver, um, and this is what we came out with. We're both part of the Calgary Songsmiths, and yeah.
Awesome. So, kind of without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a listen to Giselle de Guzman's Almost Home. That is so awesome. Like I love the melody behind it. The words behind it are just so cool.
Thank you.
No, of course. Just everyone, please go check that out. I'm assuming it's on Spotify, Apple Music. Just
That's
obviously,
right.
you probably have links on your social medias and stuff like that. Gizelle Deguzman Music. So please, everyone, go check Giselle out. She's a super, super talented artist. She has a lot more music coming. And Giselle, just thank you again for doing the interview with me.
Thank you so much again for having me. Really
No,
appreciate it.
no, of course. Obviously next week you guys can come back every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and check out a new interview. And Giselle, hopefully maybe someday down the road we can write something together and work on something. And just again, thank you so much for the showcase, the interview, and just all that you're doing in music for us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
No problem. Take care, Giselle.